My name is Ben Alexander, and I have autism. And I'm reviewing a movie called King of Kings. And our young adult group at church was like, oh, here's a movie, let's go to the movie theater and watch it. So that's why I'm reviewing this movie. You know, I'm hanging out with my young adult group at church, plus I'm getting a YouTube video and I got some content out of it, so it's kind of a win-win for everybody involved. So yeah, I mean, and a side note, AMC's a really nice theater. They got really nice reclining chairs, and I know you all know about AMC. A lot of you probably have heard of AMC, but if you haven't, it's a nice theater, and yeah. But anyways, so the movie was called King of Kings. Honestly, the beginnings, and by the way, watch the movie. If you aren't looking for me to spoil the movie, and if you don't want me to spoil the movie, go ahead and watch it before. I better make that disclaimer very clear before I have people in my comments saying, you're spoiling the movie. It's like, no. It's like you could watch the movie, then come back to my video for a reaction. That would be perfectly fine. And strongly encouraged. But if you're like, hey, you know, I don't have time to watch a movie, I want a quick recap, here I got you as well. So just wanted to make that abundantly clear before I start, because the last thing I want to do is spoil a movie when you didn't want it spoiled. So I totally get that. But the first scene was I thought was very confusing. It started out as like Charles Dickens, like Christmas Scrooge stuff. Like it was really interesting. I was like, what? It was like, huh? And then it went into this scene of a play, and they were behind the curtains, and you know, kids were running around, but it was only kids. I was like, what? It was like there were no actors. It was just him, the playman, his kids, and I assume the mom. It was like really weird. I was like, what is going on? Like I did not understand that at all. But as the movie went on, it was basically, so the kid was playing with a sword. The kid loves swords and dragons and wizards and all that stuff. And the whole story was basically a father telling the kid the story of Jesus. That's basically the whole movie. And was a father explaining the story to a kid. Which, by the way, it was an animated film, so it's like you probably would expect this to be a kid's film. But it definitely was a kid's film. I didn't know what to expect. I honestly thought it was just an animated film about Jesus, which it was, but it had a lot more into it that I didn't really expect. I was like, what? Like, it really didn't make much sense. Like some of the story plots, and you know, they have a cat, the kid and the cat. It was very interesting. I was like, okay. But I mean, it was basically, they went through the whole Bible, you know, told the story of Jesus, went through the whole life of Jesus. And I know not all of you are Christian, but yeah, it was basically just, the movie was basically just a father telling a kid the story of Jesus, and it's going through a kid's perspective. And if you are a Christian and it's like, what is this movie? Like, I'm very interested in it. It's like, yeah, it's called The King of Kings. And at the end, you know, it was the scene of the boat. Peter, and again, I know, so Peter was walking on water, and he drowned in the middle of the ocean because he doubted Jesus. And when he doubted Jesus, he sunk into the ocean. And they made that very clear in the movie about that. And then at the end, they had instead of Peter, it was the little kid. So it was an interesting movie for sure. And like I said, I saw The Last Supper about a month ago with my young adult as well. It seems like my young adult group is starting to love to go to the movies again, which is great. Like, I mean, going to a movie theater is actually a great experience. And we were like the only ones in the movie theater. There might have been, I think there were only 200 people that was in that entire theater. Like, there was nobody there at all. It was just very interesting experience. It was a very interesting experience, to say the least. But, I mean, I don't know what else you could say. I think it was definitely creative. It was outside the box of a movie. Like I said, to me, it took me a while to understand what was going on. I was not expecting the side plot, but I think there were good lessons in this movie. Is just to trust in God. I mean, that's a lesson I got. And like I said in the Last Supper one, because they did actually show Judas betraying Jesus. I mean, it wasn't as graphic like it was in the Last Supper movie. The Last Supper movie that I did, by the way, you could check a playlist on my YouTube. It's, whatchamacallit? It's Ben Has Movies with Ben. It's that playlist on my YouTube channel. Just go to my YouTube channel and go to playlist. And there's lots of different playlists, and you can check the playlist out. And I'll actually try to put this at the end of the screen, so you can just click it at the end of the screen if you can. But yeah, I think the biggest lessons here is just loyalty, and because, I mean, supposedly, Judas turned in Jesus for 30 shekels of silver. He did. So he basically betrayed his friend for money. And that's the thing I think that's dangerous. You could get in a very dangerous trap very fast. It's like, you could get into this thing for money. And getting rid of your friends for money is just a bad idea. So yeah, that's another lesson is don't dismiss your friends for money. Overall, I feel like this film was alright. Like, I mean, I think at the end, I liked it more at the end. But at the beginning, I was like, I don't know about this. This doesn't seem like this makes very much sense. Like, it seemed like it was all over the place. And I guess maybe I'm an adult. And it's like, it didn't, it's like, it was definitely geared towards kids. I'll tell you that much. And again, obviously nothing wrong with that. But it did feel like it was geared towards children. So, for me, it was like, I mean, sure. Like, there are definitely worse movies that could have been made. But, I don't know. But, yeah, I think that's all I have to say for this. So, have you watched this movie, King of Kings, before? And are there any movies you want me to watch? Want me to review? I'm open to ideas. I'm definitely going to start looking for movies to watch so I can review them for you guys, and hopefully everything goes well in your life. And I hope you guys stay safe out there, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching this to the end. I appreciate all your support, and I'll see you in the next video.